Hello everyone. Today we're going to talk about batch delete and batch insert. Uh, so let's begin with batch delete. So I set it up a custom action. So if I go over here and go to batch delete, this is the simple custom action. So I'll have the code inside the description if you want to copy paste it. But this is how it looks like, and the only thing that you have to set is the action name. So set it action name. So when you call, so I did it when button is pressed. So for example, batch delete is pressed. It's the text in the button. This is the collection that I want to batch delete everything. So this is the collection. For example, if I click this button, batch delete, you can see over here, everything is deleted. The other button that I created, it's batch insert. So if I click batch insert right now and go back to the Firestore, you can see that I successfully created all those records with only using one click. So if I click it again, you can see 3 more were added, and that's because actually the list of data that I have are 3 more. If I click batch delete again, you can see I deleted every record in the collection. So how I did that, so I showed you how I did the batch delete. The batch delete is not very interesting, and it's not the interesting part. The interesting part is batch insert. So unfortunately, this cannot be done like automatically. So what you actually need to do is you actually, for example, if you want to, in my example over here, I have wallets is the name of my collection, and I have a balance, and this is a type of string, and I have a UID, which is also a type of string. And if I go into the custom code, the most important part is that when you have, for example, balance, you have to have a list of balances, and this one will be string, for example. And it's important that if you have a list of balance and, for example, list of users, the list should be the same length. So if you have, for example, a list of balance 10 list of balances, you should have 10 list of UIDs as well, if you want to do that. So this is how the code is working. Right now I only insert balance, but I will show you how you can insert more than one properties. Right now it's only balance. So I have the balance, and then I have the collection name. So I'm taking the collection name. This is the no safety check. So this is no safety check. So I'm checking if I don't have any balance. If balance is no, then give me an empty array. And if I don't have a collection name, give me an empty string. And then I'm getting the instance of the database, then I'm getting the collection reference. And what I'm doing over here is I'm going through every single balance. That's why I'm saying that the balance, if you have, for example, balance and UID or wherever, they should be the same length, or else they will not added, because it's checking the first one. So this one should be like, we can change that, and instead of balance we can just say instead of balance we can just say field. Whoops, sorry. Oops, well, it's not writing over there, so wait a second. Okay, so if this one can be, instead of balance, this one can be field 1, for example. It doesn't really matter. I should change it. I can see the boilerplate, and I can copy and paste. Sorry, I can copy and paste field 1, this one be field 1, field 1, field 1, and this will be field 1. So just to know and just to know what is going on here. So this is my first field, which in my case is balance. And when I have balance, this is the fields that you need to change. So the code that you actually need to change is over those. Is this a line only? Is the line 26? Is the only thing that you need to change is create wallets record data. It's right now, it's my, so this one will be, we can change it like to say doc, for example, which will be the document that we are going to add. And as I said, the only thing that you need to change is line 26. So in line 26, you can say, for example, if you want to add, so let's try this and let's change this, and let's say let's save this and let's add, for example, I have orders. So for example, if I have orders and I want to do this for orders, for my collection orders, this code needs to be changed for create, and then this one should be orders, and then record data, and then everything else, and the fields needs to be changed as well. So what are the fields that you have in orders? I don't have balance anymore in orders, but let's say I have a name, so I need to change this. So let's say this one will be name, and let's save this. And where I'm getting the data from? Right now I'm getting the data from, I created a new local state, which in this case it's balance, but I can also use this one, which would be names. So this will be, I don't know, like names of the orders. So order 1, it's not names of the order, but let's imagine that this is the names of the orders. Sorry, this is saying that it will expire, so I need to run it again. So it's order 1, 2, and 3. Let's imagine that I have 3 orders. And then over here, I can say this one will be name. So it should be the same. It's very important when you go to orders. It's very important to be the same name. If this is not correct, then you get errors. So when you're done with that, you're actually done. It says no errors, which is great. And when I test in the run mode, so actually before I test in the run mode, I should change the collection name. And the collection name right now should be orders, because I want this to be added in the orders collection name. So when I change this to orders, and I can also change this to orders, so I can then delete them, batch delete them. And then if I refresh, instant reload. So now everything is loaded. You can see right now, right here, if I batch delete all the orders, I didn't have actually permissions to delete the orders. That's why I had to allow everyone to delete the orders, and I have to deploy this again. And then when it's deployed, maybe I have to instant reload one more time, and let's try it again. So now it's loaded. For some reason, actually, sometimes I have no idea, but sometimes those titles, the text actually inside the button, it's not visible. I have no idea why. If you have, if you know why, let me know, because this is strange. Sometimes when I load the text, the test mode, it's loaded, and sometimes the text is white, and sometimes it's not loaded. I have no idea why. I have actually the theme. I have only light mode theme. Which should not be the problem, but yeah, I don't know why sometimes the text is not loaded over here, but whatever, you can know that this is the first one, it's batch delete, and the second one is insert to wallets, it says it's sort of wallets, but let's change this to batch, because we can change this, right? So batch insert, and I can say this, I can make this button like this. So we have two buttons, and yeah, the first one is delete, the second one it's insert. So if I go over here right now, we don't have anything in orders. If I insert something, batch insert, it will be 3 orders, right? The orders that we name. So this is the first one, this is the second one, and this is the third one. Why it's name and then those numbers instead of what we actually set in the local storage, because the local state, sorry, because you can see over here that we set names will be order 1, 2, 3. It's because, of course, I didn't change the value from it. So if I go to custom action, the fields actually should come from names. So it should come from this one over here. So if I change this and then instant reload one more time, so now it's reloaded. Again, the text is not loading. I have no idea why. Let's delete everything with the first button. You can see everything is deleted. And let's batch insert, press over here, batch insert order. So this will be order 1, order 2, and order 3. So you can see right now everything is working. Let's finally go to orders, and then let's insert, for example, the date. Let's try to insert the date. So if we go over here, it's, as I said, it's very important to have the field name to be exactly the same. So it says the date, it says date. So if I go over here, we simply need to add date. So let's add date. It goes to field, and then let's say this should be field 2, and this would be I. And if I go over here, we should add field 2, and this would be dates will be, let's say, date time, so stamped timestamp, sorry. And then if we go over here, let's copy the boilerplate, which would be this one. This is the second field. Let's add it over here. Doesn't matter where the order, doesn't matter. So this one will be field 2, and now it's complaining because of undefined field 2. And this one should be, of course, field 2. And now it's complaining because it says maybe the fields could be no. So let's add the no safety check. So it's, if fields are no, then create an empty array, and let's say no check. Save this one. It says no errors. No, probably there are errors. We need to check it. So custom action has, not set all arguments for custom action. Okay. So what is going on over here? Wait a second. Yeah, so the problem comes, of course, from the action itself. I need to set the second field. So the second field will come again from local state, but it can come from Apico or from Firebase itself, or from data that is inputted in the from the user. But let's say that, for example, this would be dates, and this would be list of timestamps. And let's create them. So let's go over here, add a list, this date, this date. The dates doesn't matter, but let's change them to say 5th. And this one will say the 4th, for example. Doesn't really matter. Okay, and now we have a list of dates. Now if we go to insert, this would be the second field, which is the dates in our case. It's very important to know which is which. So the first one will be the names and the second one will be the dates. If we mix those two, then the fields, for example, names will be the dates, and this is not what we want. So this is the order matters. If we say fields will be the dates, then we have to stick with that, and this one will be the dates. And now it says that here, where we're using the dates, it says custom action argument collection name is not set. So let's set it to specific name. This one will be orders, right? This is the name of our collection. Let's check it again. It's orders. So the only thing that is left, oh, so this expired. It's very important actually before the test mode is loading. While the test mode is loading, the most important part is that you need to actually exclude from compilation. So you need to click this button. If you don't click this button, you get a bunch of errors and you will not, this code will actually not work. So yeah, this is very important. Make sure that you click this checkbox. And one more thing, I wanted to make sure that this actually cannot be set from a parameter. So if you're wondering, can I actually say, for example, date, can this actually come from a parameter? So if I say, for example, field, so it will be field2, and this one will be name. So can I do that? Can I set it from a parameter? The answer is no. And let me try to illustrate you and to show you why you cannot do this. Because if I say like that, and if I say this will be taken from the string, it says the name parameter field to name isn't defined, which it is defined over here, where it says isn't defined the correct name to the existent name parameter name, or defined a name parameter with the name field 2. So that's why you actually need to write those yourself. It cannot be done, unfortunately, it cannot be done absolutely automatically. So you have to take your hands a little bit dirty. But as I said, it's simple as name. So as simple as getting the names of the fields. So in my case, orders, name, date, and you can have applied, for example, or order ID. So you can have like over here, you can have like order ID, and then for example field 3, and then I, and just make another field. So it's field 3, and this would be a list of strings. Let's imagine this is a list of strings, and it's over here. We can just say, if it's a list of strings, then we can just say like that, field 3, and then make sure to make the no safety check. So it will be field 3, field 3, and now we have the field 3, which is the order IDs. I can save this, and this code should work now as well. So, but let's delete those fields 3 right now, because it's complaining because I have to write them over here, or I can just simply say, okay, let's field 3, let's imagine that this one will be names as well, and now it will not complain anymore. And the collection also, I need to make sure that fields 3, the collection name will be orders. I don't know why it's the collection name orders, why it's keep resetting, but yeah, whatever. So now this should be loaded. As I said, I don't know why the text is not showing, but let's go over here, the orders. Now I have 3 orders. If I click over here, I should bunch delete them, which you can see. And if I click over here, I should bunch insert them. And if I go over here, you can see I have the date and I have the name. I don't have the order ID, as I just added, and I didn't instant reload it, so I don't have the the text ID, the order ID, but if you click, but you can just instant reload and to show up. And you can see 3 more are added, 3 more are added, and 3 more are added, and I can add like this. And definitely, if I have like in my list, if I have more than 3, of course it will add it more than 3. So for example, if I go over here and the balance or the names will be order 4, order 5, order 6, they will be all added to the collection. So that was it. Let's punch delete them. We don't need them anymore. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks, and if you want me to create a bunch update as well, let me know, and take care.